Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again here on Talkin Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today. And we're going to start off with, I wouldn't say news per se, but it is an announcement that I think is worthy of your attention. It caught my attention, certainly. With respect to the upcoming Anthony Joshua-Alexander Usyk fight that's taking place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, I wanted to bring to your attention that they've released a really great video. Well done. They've hired the best of the best. There's a lot of time, energy, and effort taken into this 2-minute promo clip. I encourage you to have a look at it. I put the link down in the description of our show down below. So please click it, have a look at it. It's also on the Talkin Fight Facebook page. Have a look at it. It's really well done, and it really helps promote the sport of boxing, and especially this fight, and not in the usual manner where two fighters are simply going face to face, having a staring match after their weigh-ins, which I'm getting rather bored of. I'm sure you are too. So check out this video. It's very well done. I encourage you to take a look. Let's move along now to the Philippines. Nonito Donaire. Some news about him and his career. He's targeting huge fights at the super flyweight division with Kazuto Ioka and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez before moving up to chase bantamweight greatness. The four-weight world champion has emphatically dismissed any idea of retiring, keeping in mind he's 40 years old, following his brutal stoppage defeat to Inoue back in June. Instead, the legendary Donaire, who will be 40, I'm sorry, not 40 yet, he'll be 40 in November, intends on dropping down to the 115-pound division to chase mouth-watering fights with WBO champion Ioka and the brilliant Chocolatito. And then the Filipino Flash plans to move back into the mix at bantamweight in pursuit of becoming the undisputed champion in that division. It's a really good fight with Chocolatito, and people saying it would be legend versus legend, said Donaire. It's a big fight, but I do like the Ioka fight as well, because I want to get that title and become a 5-division champion, and then move back up to 118 and go for the undisputed crown once everything else is open and I get another opportunity for it. So there you go. Nonito Donaire, who I thought his career was finished, but looks like he's got a bit of a plan. Looks like he's on board to move down and up and get that five division belts under his belt. All right, let's move along quickly now to Fort Worth, Texas, at the Dickies Arena this weekend. We're going to see Blair Cobbs go toe-to-toe against Maurice Hooker. This, as you all know, is the undercard. I believe this is the undercard. Welterweight Blair the Flair Cobbs, 15-1-1, who battles Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker on Saturday, August 6th. On the undercard, yes, of the Virgil Ortiz Michael McKinson fight, which I mentioned yesterday. Cobbs has a new team in place, and he's training in Oxnard, California, with Roger Romo. Hooker versus Cobbs is a 10-rounder. It'll take place at the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, and it's being promoted by Golden Boy, by the way. So a quick little quote here from Cobbs, who says, on dealing with the first loss of his career, it was hard. I didn't like the stoppage. As people could see, I was still fighting back. It doesn't matter now. I must win this fight. The result is a result, and now I must earn my spot back. I know I have a new mindset. I'm ready to fight my heart out. All right, good for him. And by the way, I'm fighting on the Virgil Ortiz card because he does want to fight Virgil Ortiz, I'm sure, in the future. He said, Blair the Flair has looked at Virgil Ortiz as a future opponent for a long time. So after I have another spectacular performance, it'll only be a matter of time before I face Virgil Ortiz, who I think will win this fight against Michael McKinson. I think the fans will embrace it and want it as well. Good stuff out of Texas. Alrighty, let's move along to Florida. Junior welterweight rising star Kenneth Sims Jr. will face Christian Nino in the main event of a Bally Sports Present Entro Box Boxing Championship at the Caribe Royale in Orlando. It's taking place on the 21st of August. The card is being promoted by Box Lab in association with American Dream Presents, and tickets are on sale already. Let's have a quick look down here. Representing the fighting city of Buenos Aires, Mignot is 22-5-2 with 17 knockouts. And the heavy-handed 25-year-old battled various world-class foes, including Alfredo Santiago, Juan Lopez, Néstor Bravo, and Ruben Torres, among others. Sims, by the way, I forgot to mention, has a record of 17-2-1 with 5 wins coming by knockout. He's being promoted by GH3 Promotions. And he's coming off consecutive victories against unbeaten opponents, handing Elvis Rodriguez and Keyshawn Williams their first professional defeats. He also battled top-rated contender Montana Love to a draw in 2018. That's going to be a good fight. In the co-featured bout of the evening, junior welterweight phenom Orestes Velasquez challenges Emmanuelino Garcia in a 10-round contest. Born and raised in Cuba, but now residing in Miami, Florida, Velasquez is 4-0, with all his victories coming by way of knockout. On May 7th, Velasquez stopped former world champion Juan Carlos Salgado in less than 2 rounds. Wow. Garcia is 17-7 as a pro, and 13 of those wins came by knockout. And he hails from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Garcia's mainly battled quality fighters that include Harold Calderon, Néstor Bravo as well, Otar Anuncian, Dennis Berinchik, and Ronaldo Ajeja. Woo. To just add one more quick little fight to this card, blue chip welterweight prospect Kevin Brown makes his highly anticipated pro debut against former world champ Jose Alfaro in an 8-round welterweight matchup. It's important because as one of the world's top amateur boxers, Brown won the Cuban National Championship in 2019 and then defeated legendary Roniel Iglesias in the finals, but then defected in early 2022 for the opportunity to begin his pro career in the United States. His opponent, Alfaro, by the way, hails from Nicaragua, has also fought against some of the boxing's best, hailing all the way back to 2007. Alfaro won the WBA lightweight championship by outpointing Panton Nagares in Germany, but lost his first title defense against Yosuke Karubi in his native Japan. He's faced Eric Morales and Humberto Soto in Mexico, Jason Pagar in the Philippines, and Cesar Canutia in Argentina. So a good card shaping up there to take place, as I said, in Orlando, Florida on the 21st of August. Let's have a look at what Natasha Jonas is up to. She's looking forward to fighting on September 3rd. The WBO super welterweight champion, Natasha Jonas, 11-2-1, 8 knockouts, kicks off a monumental month for women's boxing when she looks to add the WBC crown to her collection in a blockbuster unification fight at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. This is courtesy of Boxer.com, by the way, BOXXER. Fighting in her beloved home city, Liverpool, Jonas, who's one of the first ever, who was the first ever British, because, yes, British. First ever British female boxer to compete at the Olympic Games a decade ago in 2012, faces Sweden's unbeaten defending WBC world champ Patricia Berghult, who's 15-0 with 3 knockouts of her own. This will be the first time Jonas has fought on Merseyside since she dispatched Bianca Maltchoff 3 years ago as the Sky Sports commentator joins fellow hometown hero Liam Smith on an action-packed card. But in Berghult, it should be noted, Jonas faces arguably the toughest test of her career when she collides with one of the most formidable stars in female boxing today. Ben Shalom, by the way, CEO of Boxer, said Tasha is one of British boxing's trailblazers. She was our first world champion signing at Boxer, and she fully deserves this great opportunity on home soil. And it is a great fight against the WBC champ, Berghult, who is unbeaten and will be looking to upset the home fans. Without a doubt, good stuff coming out of Liverpool. All right, we look forward to that fight. As I said, September 3rd, a month away. A night later, on September 4th, at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, you're going to see a whack of fighters, including rising unbeaten super welterweight Joey Spencer, who will battle Mexican contender Kevin Salgado in a 10-rounder. and that highlights the PBC action live on Fox and Fox Deportes, beginning 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's the Labor Day weekend for the Americans. And prior to that, Fox broadcast undefeated top super bantamweight contender Rais Alim takes on Mike Plania in a 10-round attraction beginning at 7 p.m. These two exciting matchups will lead to a stacked Fox PBC pay-per-view event at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, headlined by the highly anticipated heavyweight clash between former unified heavyweight world champion Andy the Destroyer Ruiz Jr. and hard-hitting top contender Luis King Kong Ortiz, who meet in a WBC heavyweight title eliminator. So that is going to be one heck of a night, as we were all expecting anyway. 4th of September down in Los Angeles. Let's have a quick look and see what the English are up to. In that month, at the A&O Arena, as I announced yesterday, Joe Joyce going toe-to-toe against Joseph Parker, September 24th. And they both went head-to-head at their kickoff press conference yesterday. Let's have a quick look here and see what was said. I think what was most importantly said comes out of the mouth of Frank Warren, head of Queensbury. He said, "We have delivered it. We wanted to make the fight, and it is an important fight between the WBO number 1 and Joe Joyce and WBO number 2, Joseph Parker, that is. There are two no ordinary Joes. They are two exceptional fighters, and I think we're going to get something a bit special on this night. You look at their records, they've got fabulous records with Joe Joyce, 14 fights undefeated with 13 knockouts and an amateur pedigree, which is impeccable. Then you've got Joseph Parker, a former world champion, whose only defeats came after Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. That is, I think, a crossroads fight for him. Can he get past Joe Joyce? Nobody's managed to do it yet because he has a fantastic engine and a great chin. He is solid, and he's also got a great punch and a great work rate, the same as Joseph Parker. We know Parker comes to fight, and one thing is for sure, it will be a great fight. It is all on the line, and you know why? Because it is such a big prize for the winner. The winner of this fight will become mandatory challenger to the winner of the fight on August 20th between, as I said before, Usyk and Joshua. So they have got everything to gain here. Everything's on the line. This is what this is all about. This is heavyweight boxing at its best. It's not just two guys having a fight. There is a prize, a big prize at the end of the night for the winner. It is a massive incentive. So these guys are going to put it on the line big time, and the fans will get an unbelievable, phenomenal bonanza fight. He concludes, all anyone needs to know is that it is happening. When we went behind the scenes, we went behind the scenes. We were all worked very hard, and Joe Joyce has been so patient, along with his manager, Adam, and we all kept our eye on the prize and had tunnel vision on this. My son, George, did all the negotiations with Ben Shalom, I guess, and did a great job, and between them, we got it on. All that matters now is that these two guys are signed up and will be in the ring September 24th. That's all that matters. All the other stuff is in the past. That is gone. What we've got to look forward to is an absolute unbelievable fight, a heavyweight bang-up at its best. Fantastic. First part, as I said, Ben Shalom said, first of all, thanks to Queensbury. I think it was the fight all the fans wanted. And when we signed Joseph to this is what they were crying out for. I didn't understand that they thought it could happen just because he signed with us. And I hope boxing can now move in that direction. We know it's very competitive between broadcasters, but at the end of the day, we all work in boxing and we want the best fights. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's interesting to note, speaking of boxer, that Jack Catterall has been signed to boxer. Jack Catterall, 26-1, 13 knockouts, has penned a new multi-fight deal to sign exclusively with boxer. As you might recall, he lost to Josh Taylor back in Glasgow. He's now a man on a mission, and he's happy to be looking forward to some fights being screened live, being shown live and exclusively on Sky Sports, and also streamed, of course. But let's see what's in store for him, because there is no mention of a fight with or a rematch with Josh Taylor. He says maybe that will be the rematch, but whatever happens, I think he deserves another world title shot in the very near future, says Ben Shalom. Finally, last story of the day. Let's take us over to Sheffield, England for a fight that's coming up tomorrow night. Dalton Smith versus Sam Maison. And this is a quote courtesy of Eddie Hearn, who we all know has the biggest ego in British boxing. Bigger than Tyson Fury. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Sheffield, he said. It's brilliant to be back in the Steel City ahead of a huge night of boxing this Saturday at the Sheffield Arena. The next gen are here in Sheffield, the future stars of the sport. 3 big championship fights at the top of the bill, but so much young talent here too. The reason these cards are so exciting is because this is the future of British boxing. Here I must interject. Does he only think that the only fighters in the world are British? Let me continue. All of these young guys and girls looking to move to the next level. This weekend headlined by who I believe is one of the best young stars, not just in British boxing, but in world boxing, Dalton Smith. An all Sheffield clash for the British lightweight welterweight championship, live and exclusive on DAZN around the world. Now, I've just mentioned how many junior, welterweight fights going on. There are a lot of people fighting around the world in these divisions, not just British fighters. Eddie Hearn, I hate to tell you, but let's hope that we see some foreign fighters on DAZN as well, and not just on British TV. Anyway, I'm a bit rambling here. Thanks for joining me here on Talkin' Fight. Sorry about that. Got carried away. Just wish Eddie Hearn would open up his eyes to the world of boxing, not just British boxing. Anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see you later on at 4 p.m. for Knuckle Up, and then 7 p.m. for the Friday night panel featuring Tim Witherspoon, as well as other special guests who undoubtedly will pop up on your screen as well. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As I said, we'll see you later on at Knuckle Up, 4 o'clock Eastern Time.